I believe that this is a time to remember for KDA. I think that in the future, when people take a look back in time, when they take a look back at right here, right now, I think a lot of people will hypothetically say, wow, I can't believe the price of KDA was once that low. That was so unbelievable. And even though this isn't financial advice, in today's video, I want to talk about several reasons why I believe KDA could hypothetically at least reach the price of $40 during the next bull run. First of all, when it comes to KDA, I think it's so spectacular. KDA is the native cryptocurrency for the Kadena ecosystem. And when it comes to Kadena, I think it is one of the best layer 1 blockchains out there. I personally do believe that Kadena is fast, it's secure, it's scalable, and it's highly decentralized. Kadena currently already has over 8 major partnerships, and it even has been able to facilitate over 36 million transactions already, which I find very impressive. In addition, I think it should be noted that Kadena has an amazing team behind them. For example, if we take a look at the founders of Kadena, it is 2 individuals by the name of Stuart Popejoy and Will Martino. And when it comes to Stuart and Will, they, in my opinion, are the real deal. In fact, they both built JP Morgan's first ever blockchain, or otherwise known as JPM coin as of right now. So clearly, they have a lot of experience in the past. Furthermore, there is an individual by the name of Dr. Stuart Haber that is part of the Kadena advisory team. And by the way, Dr. Stuart Haber was the co-inventor of blockchain, which I think is a very big deal. And also on top of that, he was the most cited author in Satoshi Nakamoto's Bitcoin white paper. So Dr. Stuart Haber is truly something else. And the fact that he's even in the Kadena advisory team in the first place, I think truly speaks volumes as to just how amazing Kadena is. If Kadena was some random nonsense project, this wouldn't be possible. But in my opinion, they're just so fantastic, which is why I think stuff like this is a possibility. So with that being said, I do believe that it is fair to assume that Kadena has an amazing team. And something else that gets me very enthusiastic for the future of Kadena is the fact that they are heavily focused on the enterprise market. And I think this right here is such a genius move because I do believe that the enterprise market is where most of the potential is at. For example, if we take a look at this, we will see that by 2030, the blockchain technology market is expected to be worth over $1.4 trillion. However, what I think is even more surprising about this statistic is the fact that the majority of this growth right here is going to be largely driven through enterprise adoption. So I think that, if anything, truly puts into perspective as to just how much potential growth enterprises can provide. So with that being said, I do believe that it is fair to assume that Kadena is doing such a genius move by being focused on the enterprise market. However, it doesn't end there because Kadena, in my opinion, has an amazing ecosystem. In fact, on Kadena, we will currently find 54 projects. And more specifically, I do want to talk about the NFT, gaming, and DeFi projects that do exist on Kadena because I think this could potentially do wonders for them moving forward. And my rationale is the fact that I do believe that blockchain gaming, DeFi, and NFTs have such unbelievable potential. And there's data that shows how this could very well be the case. According to Grandview Research, they are predicting that over the next 7 years, the blockchain gaming market is expected to be worth over $300 billion. Furthermore, when we take a look at the DeFi market, also according to Grandview Research, they are predicting that the DeFi market by 2030 is expected to be worth over $230 billion. And last but not least, when it comes to NFTs, by 2030, the NFT market is expected to be worth over $211 billion. And I do believe that moving forward, as the NFT, DeFi, and blockchain gaming market continues to grow, I think so will fundamentally amazing blockchains, much like Kadena, that have amazing NFT, gaming, and DeFi projects on its ecosystem. And also, I do believe that Kadena is just a step above from the rest of the competition. For example, when we take a look at Ethereum, when it comes to Ethereum, yeah, it's Ethereum 2.0. Yeah, it is proof of stake. But I think people oftentimes neglect the fact that Ethereum in its current form is not scalable. And also on top of that, the gas fees for Ethereum are completely ridiculous. I mean, they're insane. And here's the crazy part, right? According to Charles Hoskinson, who, by the way, is the co-founder of Ethereum, and he also happens to, by the way, be the founder of Cardano, according to him, it may take Ethereum potentially up to 5 more years to even become scalable. which I think is completely unacceptable. I mean, that right there is straight embarrassing. How is a layer 1 blockchain in 2023 having to wait potentially up to 5 more years to even become scalable? That's complete nonsense in my opinion. However, on the contrary, you don't see any of this type of craziness going on with Kadena. You just don't see it. Kadena in its current form is already scalable. It doesn't have to wait potentially up to 5 years. And also, when I compare KDA to BNB, when we take a look at BNB, I am just not a fan of the BNB smart chain. I'm just not a fan of it. Just think about this, right? If we take a look at this, just last year, over 20% of the crypto hacks that happened actually occurred on the BNB smart chain ecosystem, which I think is straight embarrassing. But on the contrary, you don't see any of this type of stuff happening on Kadena. You just don't see it. I think the ecosystem is just very secure. Kadena fundamentally, I think is just a lot better than both BNB and Ethereum. Yeah, the ecosystem may be a lot smaller. It may have less fans. But in my opinion, in terms of straight fundamentals, just purely looking at its fundamentals, I think it's a lot better. And furthermore, when I take a look at KDA, I think a major catalyst that could very well allow KDA to reach the price of at least $40 during the next bull run is the fact that I do believe that the next bull run could potentially look so legendary. In fact, as of right now, there's over 420 million people owning cryptocurrencies. And just to put this number into perspective, back in 2021, during that massive bull run, there was roughly only around 300 million people owning cryptocurrencies. So just imagine this, if the 2021 bull run looked that huge with roughly only around 300 million people owning cryptos, just imagine how massive the next bull run could look like, especially now that we have over 420 million people owning cryptocurrencies. I think when you have that many people owning cryptos, really the sky is truly the limit. I think during the next bull run, the amount of FOMO, buying pressure, and buying volume could very well be at such an astronomical level. And personally, not financial advice, not a guarantee, I believe that Bitcoin could at least go to the price of $100,000 during the next bull run. I really do believe that. And I think if that were to happen to Bitcoin, I think the altcoin season at that point would be absolutely crazy. And I think that when altcoins start rallying, I think so will fundamentally amazing cryptocurrencies, much like KDA. So in conclusion, when I consider just how amazing the Kadena ecosystem is, when I take a look at Kadena's fundamentals, when I take a look at its projects, and when I consider just how massive the next bull run could potentially be, I really do believe that KDA could hypothetically at least go to the price of $40 during the next bull run and shock a lot of people. I really think it could happen. And of course, that is not a guarantee, but the way I view it is how can something this amazing not reach that high of a price during the next bull run? That's the way I take a look at it. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it.